Morning traders, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So trend is still up. We have ended up with a pin bar here, and that's a second pin bar. Could this be a double bottom? Okay, double bottom, and I'll draw in the wedge now, but there is a bit of a wedge here as well. Stochastics worry me a little bit because is indicating that we are overbought. But as I've said before, you look in the past, you can stay overbought for quite a extended period of time before it sort of falls off. So not really going to read much into that unless we have some levels. And as far as I'm concerned, the level that we are still looking for, and it feels like I've been saying this for years now, is a previous all-time high of 13,604. If we start drilling down through the time frames, I just want to clean these up. You can see the most of this month has been pretty much no direction. So we have trended along in this wedge. We had a bit of a break through it here, and then we came back to test it, and now we are back above it. But I think for me that the truth of the pudding at the moment is look at the moving averages. They are all grouped together. They have started turning up on the 3-hour. We have come back and we are back above this previous high of 13,447, and it looks like this is what's been defended, is this area. It's quite a big zone actually, so it would be this gap as well. So that looks like the area that's been defended. Now what I could also do, which is what I should be doing, is just adjust that, and you'll see that becomes a channel. Okay, now for me, what I'm interested to know is from the touch of the channel to the end, how many bars is that? 22 bars. Okay, so normally less than 20 bars I would have a favorable break to the upside. That I'd be expecting. More than 20 bars, it basically boils down to wait and see if we break down or break up. But the bias would be for a break to the upside. If you look at the hour, so again, the last couple of days, you can argue the trend has been slightly to the downside. This pin bar is still in play. Okay, we haven't broken below it. So this pin bar is still very much in play, and it could be triggered shortly. Okay, now, the next thing that happened yesterday is that we did get a higher high on the hour. So you can see lower low, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, and then we got a higher high, back down, and we've got a not quite a lower low, still a higher low. So higher low, higher high could be a setup for a move to the upside. So I'm favoring long entries. The US market had a relatively good day yesterday, not massive, but relatively good. The fact that we are pointing up at the moment with the moving averages, you can see light blue, dark blue, red. So light blue, dark blue, red. That's the structure we need to see. Oscillators are saying we need to just be cautious. There could be some selling coming in, which is also true. If you look to the left, you can see all the selling that happened here. Okay, so we're going to want to clear this zone. Okay, so this 12,466 area here, I think the bottom is going to be, so it's, sorry, 13,447 and 13,466. So this area of congestion that we had earlier in the week, so this is Monday, Tuesday, that's the area we need to clear. And as I say, this pin bar, which is on all time frames, is still very much in play. Okay, that indicates buyers scaling in. And we are above it now. We've had a daily close above it. Okay, so yeah, I think for me, looking for longs, we're going to need to clear this channel. That's pretty much what it is. So if I just move that to there, so the high of yesterday is what we need to clear, which is 13,498. Let's call it 13,500 is what the area we need to clear. And that should trigger a reasonably good trade for us to the upside. Okay, so we need to wait for that breakout, and I think that's kind of what I'm looking for. And again, yesterday, we had fractals, same as what happened on the Aussie. There was our fractal. There was our fractal. We got a gap up. We did get a bit of a move up on the fractal, but then it immediately reversed and came back to test the bottom fractal here. And you see I tested it with this pin bar. So there was my fractal. As soon as we gapped up like this, that became my new fractal. And you can see we rejected it right there. Okay, pin bar rejection off a level. There's your long entry. And it was a slow and grinding 50 points that you would have got. With a lot of frustration here. Okay, so let's just have a look at the Ichimoku. Not sure it's going to give us anything just yet. Okay, apart from the confusion that it shows you here, nothing really on the 12 minutes. The trend is up at the moment, but that's about it. Half hour, we've had a bullish cross, which is good. Up and twist. Now, the bullish cross is above the cloud. That is extremely bullish. Okay, so that is in play. The hour, we've had a twist. We've had a breakthrough of price. We're breaking through the cloud, but we haven't got a crossover. But I suspect we're going to get that today. Okay, so we'll get Kijus and Teganson crossing over and more than likely pointing to the upside. I think what you can expect is a visit to the top of the channel, somewhere around 13,481, bounce back to the cloud here. Let's just put a level in. Got it. So you'll see it lines up with some congestion and some inside bars here. That's 13,460. If that holds, then you will have a reasonably good long play here. Okay. Regardless, I still think the fact that we've been just grinding lower like this is not a sign of sellers in control. This is a sign of buyers scaling in. Okay. So on the 4 hour, I suppose that is the only issue that we have at the moment. We've got quite a thick cloud. Chickaspan is in below price, which is bearish. We've had a bearish crossover of Kijus and Teganson here. So that's still mixed signals. But as I say, this Ichimoku is a slow indicator. And if we look at the daily, trend is still up, although we are ranging flat Kijus and flat Teganson. I mean, we know that we can see it clear as daylight here. So, yeah, that's the structure I see. Now, if you look at, we had one day where we had this massive engulfing, then a gap up and a follow through, and then nothing, sideways. Okay, but we haven't had big moves to the downside, and we haven't had even sort of structured moves to the downside to test levels or anything like that. So we've still got a whole lot of stubborn bulls stuck in this. I won't say they're trapped, but they are scaling in. Look at these tails here. They are buying. So the anticipation is here that this is going to break to the upside. This flag is going to play out. Okay. Now, what it does highlight to me, though, is although my initial target is the all-time high at the moment, which is very close, I have a sneaky suspicion, and we can take it from here or take it from here, but I'm going to be conservative. I have a sneaky suspicion that this is what we're aiming for, which is 13,792. If we're aiming for 13,792, I think the next logical target on the long term is going to be 14,000. So that is still what I am looking for. Okay. So for me today, it does look like there's a bit of structure here forming, and that's pretty much what I'm going to be looking to play. So there isn't much on the 12 minutes. So you can either trade the continuation of this trend on the 12 minute. So what you're looking for, you've already got the break of this fractal. But the nice thing about this is look how close this fractal is here. Okay, so that would be your stop area. So what I'd want to see during the open is either a little bit of a pullback onto a level, Not necessarily on the hour, pretty much on the 12 minute would be fine. Some kind of structure form that allows me to get an entry on the break of the structure, so either another fractal with a stop below the closest fractal. So ideally what that should do for me is give me an area where we can do 10, 20 point stop loss on the DAX, which then opens the door to quite a sizable position that you can get in for a continuation of the trend. Just be wary of the top of the channel because that is fairly close. So you would see seller step in, which could look like a double top, move to the downside, but that would be another entry for me to look for a long. Okay, so that's my view today. I am looking for longs on the DAX. I will see what happens in the open, and then more than likely hop in with a sizable position with a pretty tight stop. Okay, anyway guys, I hope that helps, and I will catch you later. Cheers for now.